All right, I'm clearly having technical difficulties. So we're going to finish up what I was saying about Kevin. Your outcome, remember, 7, you reap what you sow. It's the potential for success. But sometimes when it's reversed, it can be kind of the potential for failure. And so work has to be put in. And how do we do that work? Well, we manifest. We know that this is the right situation for us, and we put time, effort, and energy to it. Now, I'm not saying there's not complications in this relationship, but the fact that you have these two majors that both have to do with communication. So we have Aquarius, which is a fixed air sign, and we have the Magician, which represents Mercury, the planet of Mercury, which is the planet of communication, meaning that you can manifest what you want. This is card number 0. This is card number 1. So there's a nice progression here. So, is this a love story of all ages? I mean, through all the ages? I mean, no, but I think there could be a lot of stability here. The 6 of Cups shows either past life connection, or you guys knew each other in this life and you've rekindled. Either way, I feel like the 6 of Cups is key here. At the very least, it can be like, what I give you, I expect in return. There's also that. And it's going to take some hard work and dedication. And it's going to take, hard work and dedication with the Pentacles. We have Taurus and Capricorn here. But first and foremost, when we break it down into these 2 cards, taking a leap of faith, being open and honest with your intentions, 0, 1. It's like this progression, because what comes after that is the High Priestess, which is kind of following your intuition. But I think you have to take this leap of faith. But both of these cards are associated with communication, and of the psychic nature, of the spiritual nature, but also of the practical nature. What do you want? I can't fulfill that if I don't know what you want. So anyways, I hope that helps. And I don't trust this thing, so we're just going to do question number 3, but you're still going to get 3 videos. It just cut me off, and I'm not sure if it was the marble. I don't know, because I had my phone sitting in the marble. I don't know. I have not a clue. But I think there's a lot of potential with that relationship if you can make sure that both of you, it's equal give and take emotionally. But I think the big key here is communication. There seems to be a kind of that seems to be the problem. Miscommunication, or the lack of communication, not telling, not saying, not communing, and yeah. But there's potential. I mean, the Fool and the Magician are great cards. So now we're going to ask about your license and a car. So we kind of have twofold here with the license and then the car, because the license. Although I know some people have gotten cars before their license, so I can't. Maybe you'll find a good deal, and then that'll prompt you to get your license. I don't know. Either way, let's pull 3 cards regarding that. All right, so we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus. We have the Chariot, which is the card of a car, and the 3 of Wands. Okay, so yeah, there's some things here. I mean, it's a potential, but let's look at them. So in your situation, you have the Hierophant, or the Professor, reversed, which we'll talk about. In the action, you have the Chariot reversed, which is a vehicle. So there might be some obstacles, which we'll clarify. And then your outcome is the 3 of Wands, which is the potential for success. But it's also kind of planning. So this feels like something really has to be planned. You can't just fly by the seat of your pants. So when we go to the situation, we have the Hierophant in reverse. This is kind of one of those cards of the Hierophant is Taurus, but also represents institutions. You have to go get your license. There's no way around that. And you know this. And so it's putting your faith into yourself and doing what you need to do, whether you need to go take a test, whether I'm not really sure what your situation is, and it might be, difficult, but if you have friends that can help you kind of, I don't know what the situation is anymore. If you have to go to driving school, if you're over a certain age, if you can just go in and take the test, if you know how to drive, I think you can go in after a certain age and just take the test. But either way, you have to find out. You have to find out what the rules and the laws are. But the Hierophant reverses, that's where you start. You kind of have to start putting faith into yourself And then kind of, putting faith in the system, like, okay, I got to start doing this. I have to start doing this. That's the first and foremost, is the license, or what do I need to do to get that license? And then the action is the Chariot, which is the card of vehicles. Now, it's reversed. So in the action, you don't have a car right now. You don't really have access to a car right now. And even if you did, you don't have a license. So that's the first order of business. And these are two majors. These aren't minor cards. These are majors. These are kind of saying, listen, this is imperative. You got to, work on figuring out, how am I going to go about getting my license? Do I need somebody to help practice driving? Do I need, somebody to take me? Do I need to study? What do I need to do? That's what you need to figure out. Then the action is the Chariot in the reverse, where it's like, then you can start thinking about a car. But at this point, the license comes first. And again, I'm going to clarify. And then your outcome is the Three of Wands. Yes, the Three of Wands is the card of foresight and planning. It's also the card of a trip. It can be a card of taking a trip somewhere. But when we look at this reversed, you can't fly by the seat of your pants. This is Aries energy. Things have to be done in order. Now, again, I've known people that got the car first and then the license. But in this particular instance, I think you want to kind of figure out what you're doing. As far as, is it going to be easy for me to get a license? How going about all that. But this Three of Wands in reverse is like, there are going to be no trips until you figure out how you're doing it, when you're doing it, all of those things. But I want to say that this card reverse is the potential. It's planning. In other words, that's what you have to do, is you have to start planning. You have to start planning now. And I'm going to take 3 cards to clarify these things. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to show you. So in your situation, that over the Hierophant, we have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is more Taurus, equal give and take. What do I have to put out to get back? What do I have to learn in order to test? And then we go to the action. We have, again, the Ace of Wands in reverse. You can't do anything until you figure out and get that license first. That's Earth first order of business. Ace of Wands is just waiting for you. The Chariot, it's almost like it's idling. It's waiting for you. There's a car or a situation waiting for you. You just have to get that license. Even if, again, and I'm not sure, even if you had a license and have to get it back, or if you've never had a license, either way, you got to figure it out. Hierophant represents legal things. Not even legal, but, we have systems. We live in a society, right? So we have systems in place. That's what the Hierophant is. But look at this wonderful Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is like showing that you're eventually going to get to be where you're going to need to go. But you have to do all the planning and you have to do all the research. I don't dislike this, honestly. What is your obstacle with the vehicle and the license? We have the King of Pentacles reverse. Probably dad is one of them that's grounding you, and money. Those are the 2 things. But this is a goal. This is a goal you have. This is a good goal to have. I think it's going to make you feel a lot freer. You've got the Ace of Wands twice. The first time you got it was in reference to your work situation. The second time you got it was your license and car. So I feel like those 2 things are related. So I hope this helps. I'm going to upload these 3 to you in order, hopefully. And it's good to talk to you. Hopefully someday you can come and see me at the shop. I would love that. And we'll talk soon.